Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Mai, and today's video is this retro 70s kind of like mid-century inspired home that I have called the Retro Espresso House. One, because it is very brown, and two, because it is ever so slightly inspired by Sabrina Carpenter's new song. Not like very like directly inspired, but just like got that retro vibe, and the fact that it's, I don't know, espresso, it's just called espresso and is very brown. But anyways, the shape is kind of coming together easily on film because I actually planned this out beforehand. I don't know, mid-century houses always have kind of an interesting shape and interesting roofing. So since it was a little out of my comfort zone, I did pre-plan this. And yeah, decided to not bring you along with like the 30 minutes that it took me to decide on this shape. But we're just placing the wallpaper now, and I'm using one from Outdoor Retreat as like the basic brown paneling, and using a brick from Get Famous as the accent on the chimney. And I don't think I've actually used these wallpapers like very often, if ever. So I don't know, it was kind of cool to try something new here. But we are starting off with the floor plan now, and it came together pretty easily. I think there were very like natural shapes already for like what each space should be. So yeah, just doing that so that we can start with the placement of like doors and windows, using this door from Get Famous because I mean it's a retro door, and it has this very nice like beige color that feels very like summer and sunny. And here on this little like, I don't know, stick out bit, I used a window from high school years, which I really love, like the touch of Art Deco that adds. And then on the side, I end up using some windows from the greenhouse pack or whatever. I don't remember what it's called, but the greenhouse pack, just to kind of, I don't know, let in a lot of light on that side. And I also used that that fence at the back of the garage, or of like the carport. It's just like a base game one, and I really, really like it. I don't think I've ever used that one either. It's like hard to fit in because it's quite busy, but I do want to point out the tile that I used in the kitchen just now. Can't really see it on screen because I've moved on quite fast. That was actually a really big inspiration for this build because I used that tile in my last video, which was my like dark academia cottage. And that was like kind of, I don't know, that was what called out to me and was like, oh my god, I should make like a very brown house. And yeah, brown says 70s to me, it says mid-century. So that's what I went with. And I think also the pattern feels very like mid-century. But yeah, that was a huge inspiration for this build as well, not just Sabrina Carpenter's song. And we're placing like archways, doors. This is all base game. So yeah, I feel like it's really easy to replace a lot of the other non-base game items if you want to change it. The flooring also, like the carpet, is base game. And here off of the kitchen, I really wanted to try and open it up. I wish we could like have a spandrel that is also just a piece of the wall. If there was a way that we could do that, just to have a gap open, or if we could get windows that don't actually have glass, then that would be a huge help in creating like those mid-century style homes. Because not just like the homes that I've grown up in, but also a lot of my friends' homes have had like some kind of gap like that, and I think it would be really nice if we could get something, I don't know, like that in The Sims to add a little bit more realism. But here in the kitchen, originally I had thought about using these island living counters, but they didn't have the right color, unfortunately. I really liked that one with like the brown top, but the brown was just a little bit too on the poopy side, if you know what I mean. It's like a little bit, I don't know. It's got like a weird green tint to it that does not look nice. But the kitchen, like otherwise, came together fairly easily. I think the only thing that I struggled with was placement of the counters, because it's just this very like long and thin like room, and it felt a little bit stuffy to put counters fully along the side. But I don't know. I figure it out, kind of like just decide to go with it. And the appliances are actually from Parenthood, and I use like this teal color because I don't know, it just felt kind of fun and funky. And yeah, just I ended up using base game counters, and they're pretty nice. I think that they match the vibe really well. And this is where I tried to add the half wall again, because something else that I've seen in these mid-century homes is like double-sided cabinets, which would have been a really nice thing to have, but unfortunately it didn't work. And another thing that I could not get to work was the cabinets over here. I really wanted some more storage, but it just, I don't know, I was just trying to find a way to not have to extend the counters all the way to the end. But I do end up doing that because I don't know, I couldn't do it. But we do end up with a lot of counter space, which is fine, it's nice. And I found a little trash can that matched the appliances like perfectly. Yeah, adding here, like this is pretty much, I end up just filling the counters with this stuff. I had the ice cream machine, just again, a nod to Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. And we're adding some curtains here. I decided to size these ones down. These ones are from Parenthood, and I thought they match the vibe. And yeah, because they didn't really fit I think it's Snowy Escape window. Because they didn't fit the Snowy Escape window super well, I decided to size them down and alt place them, which was kind of a pain, but we got through it. It's not that bad. But I do really like those Snowy Escape windows because it kind of looks like they slide open and that feels really natural. Yeah, we're also using these base game curtains a lot. They're very mid-century, like too mid-century, so it's hard to place them in like houses that aren't supposed to be explicitly this vibe. So I'm kind of glad that I got to use them. I think they look really, really cute. And another thing that I'm really glad I got to do was play around with the platforms a little bit. The entire house, or like most of the main part of the house, is up on one platform, like one level up, and then got to bring the living room down a little bit, and I think it adds just a little bit of variety in the space. I think it looks amazing, and we're starting off with furnishing the living room now, and I really do need to apologize in advance for how tedious this process becomes. There was not one decisive bone in my body while I was filming this for some reason, and I really find no offense with the furniture that I have picked out right now. I think that it looks amazing, but I don't know, for some reason I had to change it and torture myself, and unfortunately you guys are joining me on this terrible, terrible trip. But no, I am really happy with how it turns out, and I don't find an issue with like watching this, like rearranging and everything. If you do, I'm really sorry, and you can totally just skip ahead. But yeah, I don't know. I am really happy with the result. So yes, it was painful, but we do get there, and I'm really happy with this couch that I pick from. It's from Get to Work, and I don't think I've ever picked it. And I love the swatch. The brown just was, I don't know, it was just screaming coffee beans at me, and I'm really into it. And we do try mixing in this couch from Tiny Living. It is just too bright and too loud. I try pairing the armchairs instead to make it a little bit less because it has like one less color, but we do end up changing that too. So don't worry, because I also see how obnoxious it is. And something that did help, I think, was choosing this paneling from Book Nook on this wall. Not only is it like super 70s, like mid-century and everything, but I don't know, the colors, it did help a little bit. But don't worry, we do struggle a little bit more. We are nowhere near the end. No, I'm not gonna say we're nowhere near the end. I think we're close. I hope we're close. But anyways, I try removing the like fireplace for some reason to make room for it, because we don't have like that much wall space to, I don't know, really get funky with all of these items. This is where I try rearranging it to try and maximize more wall space, but from what I see, we're using, I don't know, I think it's worse. I think I made it worse with the wall space right now. I think also placing the rug was a bad idea because that was really confusing me. But yeah, I try like moving this over to the entryway. I am losing my mind here, but oh, this really helps. I find this entryway table from Basement Treasures or something, and that really helps me solidify a little bit of the placement because I think that it like fits way better. And here is where I'm slowly reaching my like actual final results. So do stick with me because we are almost there, and the house just keeps getting better after this. This was the only like complicated space, but I use these two armchairs that I want to say are from the bowling stuff pack, and then yeah, the love seat is like a custom love seat with the items from Dream Home Decorator, and I'm really glad that I did this. I realized that I didn't need the pop of color from the couches. That this was fine, and I end up creating this like perfect little nook for the record player. I place the cabinets on top to like really solidify it and, I don't know, create some more of that like storage space, or I guess the illusion of storage space. And yeah, just next to the armchairs I add, I think that lamp is also from Basement Treasures, just to really like play up the vibe, and ends up looking amazing. And it did take me a very long time to get there, but it worked. We did it, and now we feel even more fulfilled because it took so long. But yeah, we're starting also to work a little bit on this entryway area. I think trying out this table from, I don't know what that's from. Maybe it's the bowling pack, maybe it's Get Famous. Those ones have similar vibes. But yeah, just trying to complete this area here as well. I kind of left this like back, I don't know, it's kind of like a hallway, not really a hallway. It's a little bit of just like random empty space. But I do fill it up a little bit more in post-production. And here next to the door, we're adding a little seat and a little like end table. This one from Tiny Living ends up fitting perfectly. That one's also like one that has a lot of mid-century items, and pairing it with this lamp from the bowling stuff pack. That table, actually, the entryway table, I think is from Eco Lifestyle, and it's really cute. I don't remember if I stick with it. Something that I was struggling with here though was finding a mirror that worked, because we don't really have a lot of mid-century mirrors, and the ones that maybe we do have were like, I don't know, getting raised up really high, which was really annoying. I do find a piano and decide that I want to place it, and end up putting it in our dining room sunroom that you will see later, which is probably my favorite room in the house. But yeah, the entryway, keep it simple, bookshelf, entryway table. And here I struggle a lot with the rug because there wasn't really one that fit nicely, and I was really set on having a square rug for some reason. Later on in post-production, after I struggled through this entire thing, I end up placing like a longer rug that looks way better. It's just like one of those really big base game rugs that I sized down. And in this space, I actually had no idea what I wanted for this space. I didn't think of a breakfast nook until I was staring at this and was like, wait, maybe it'll be good for a breakfast nook. So I just used this circular table. Actually, no, I don't keep this table from Laundry Day. I switched to one from high school years, or no, Growing Together. I choose this one from Growing Together, and just the same, just like, yeah, these chairs from Get Famous in a different swatch, and create a little breakfast nook, really cute and kind of unexpected. But I do think that the like areas that you least expect to turn out good, that turn out nice, are the best ones. And we're starting off with this sunroom space. I loved this one. It was a little hard to figure out the windows because, like, since we're up on the platform, the full like length windows that we have don't fit. And yeah, I had to kind of, I don't know, figure out something different. Thankfully, though, we do have some slightly smaller windows from Snowy Escape. I know my packs. And yeah, just find these ones from Snowy Escape and just kind of alt place them to match the height of the sliding door. Do that on both sides. I do end up actually placing a sliding door on the other wall as well later on. I do that in post-production because in post-production I add like a little laundry space outside, and I needed a sliding door on the side to make it a little bit more accessible. And here we are trying to figure out some wallpaper. I end up using just the same wallpaper that I use throughout the entire house, and later on add a little bit of paneling as an accent on, well, you'll see. And we're just creating a dining room, making it into a dining room. And I chose this table from Get Famous, and I paired it with chairs from Tiny Living that looked a little bit fancier. And oh yeah, I found this art piece from Kids Room, and I thought it was really cute, very beachy and fun. and I just felt like it added a nice pop of color in the living room. Oh yeah, and this piece from, I think it's from Get Famous. It's super cute, has this little vase, and fits very nicely in the corner. And later on I actually end up adding a flower inside that vase, just like raising it up and stuff. Yeah, it's really cute and a nice little accent. Yeah, just placing some more curtains around. I imagine that this room can get really, really warm. I feel like this room would be a really nice kind of like library office space, but I don't know. I just really wanted it to be a dining room, especially because originally I didn't think of having a breakfast nook. So I was just gonna have this as the dining area, but I don't know. You know what? I'm really happy to have the two dining spaces. I feel like it makes for a lot of entertaining, which is nice. And I do add a little armchair in the corner so that you can read in the sunroom, because, I mean, you need to read in the sunroom. I feel like you have no choice. But yeah, I just use the same armchair that I used in the living room. And we did kind of have more space on the other side where that little table is, but then you don't get it right next to the windows, and that's kind of the whole point. Yeah, I just placed a little stool next to that table. I think that kind of helps cascade the table down in a way. And this is where I add the flowers. I just kind of like move objects on, Control 9, raise that up, and Alt place it into that little vase. And I'm also adding these like translucent curtains from, I forgot the word for curtains briefly, the translucent curtains from Island Living on the inside window, just in case you want a little privacy from the inside. And yeah, just placed a little table next to the armchair. This is where I add the paneling over here, and just trying to figure out some more decorations for this wall. And I actually find something interesting. These little like paneling things from Decor to the Max, I decided to place there just to add a little, I don't know, a little something new, a little something funky. I don't think I've ever used those. But yeah, we're actually moving on to the bedrooms now. That room actually came together quickly, especially compared to the living room. And for the second bedroom, I decided to decorate it for kind of like two teenagers. I don't know if they're the same, like if they're twins or if they're just like a tiny bit scattered, but I don't know, I just really wanted to give it a blue theme because I thought that it would kind of like counter the like heavy brown that we have in the rest of the house. And I don't know, I think play up a little bit of the beachy vibe that I was also trying to incorporate. And yeah, I ended up placing a bunk bed, and originally I tried to kind of create this L shape to make it a little bit more interesting, but I changed it up a little bit to give them a little bit more floor space, which I don't know. I don't know. I was just playing around, and I also wanted to do a vanity. None of the vanities that we have really fit the vibe, so I thought I'd make a custom one, but that also wasn't really working. And this is actually a really fun thing that I did, is I created a custom closet. Originally I was going to add doors, but instead I just left it open archway, and I used a couple of these beaded curtains that are just wall decorations that came with City Living. And yeah, I just thought they were really cute. I thought they really matched the vibe. They're very retro, very fun. I used that like flip-flop string light as just kind of a way to add, again, more beachy vibes, more retro vibes, and looked kind of fun. But yeah, I do really like the way this closet looks. I add that like hanging light bulb, I think it's from Laundry Day. But I don't know, there was something about like imagining like a little hanging string where they have to pull it to turn on the light in the closet that was just like really clicking for me. And using a lot of items from high school years for this like area, I think that yeah, they just have a lot of this like mid-century style, which is kind of trending right now. But yeah, I think it looks really nice. I really like the idea that they kind of saved up for this computer, or that they like really begged for this computer and were like, I need it for studying, but really they're just like, you know, IMing their friends and planning to meet at the mall. And I was gonna do a lava lamp, but I just felt like it was a little bit overpowering and the light was annoying me, so I got rid of it. And yeah, just trying to clutter up these walls with some posters. I don't think that you can have a teenager's room without really playing up the posters. And here I decided to use this very bright orange and yellow rug. Yeah, I think that kind of adds to the beachy vibe. I was gonna try to go a little bit more neutral, but that's not fun. And here in the corner, I was trying to place some kind of chair. I did originally want the high school years chair that has kind of like a swing. It's like very boho. I tried changing it. and I end up on this one, which was my original idea the entire time. I was just trying to do a little, I don't know, a little something different. I feel like I always tend to put this chair in teenagers' rooms. Another thing that I actually placed was this pile of pillows from the toddler stuff pack or something. Because I don't know, I just also felt like they have their friends over and they all lay on pillows on the ground. And I end up switching that mirror for this one from Parenthood, which looks way nicer and has those photos, which I thought was really fun. Yeah, I'm like slowly trying to incorporate a little bit more 80s into this. Like, you know, they grew up in the 70s, but now they're a teenager getting into the 80s. And yeah, I really like all the little decor items. I do end up cluttering it up a lot more in post-production. And we are starting off with the parents' room now. And thankfully this room came together super easily. I had a very clear idea for what I wanted. Starting off with this bed from Get Famous, it just had all of the colors that I needed. And yeah, just bringing in that paneling that we use as accent walls everywhere. It just like is so cute. It's from Book Nook. I really love that kit. And yeah, putting it all the way through to the closet as well. And adding these Book Nook end tables just to like really match that brown. And also trying to pick a rug here, which is always an ordeal for me. We settled on this one from, I think it's like Strangerville or something. And yeah, I just really loved like the pop of color. Like it's so different from the bed. It doesn't really match at all, but I just really like the vibe that it adds. And using the same curtains that we've used pretty much everywhere, I just think they work really nicely for the style and the space. And I wanted to add a desk, and I didn't really know where I wanted to fit it. I thought about trying to place it in the common area, but that wasn't working. So instead I just kind of shift everything over a little bit to make the desk a little bit more accessible and place it in here, which is probably way better, especially if either of the parents work from home. Just provides a little bit more privacy. And I kind of love how it's like looking out onto the front yard. So if they're working and they're like waiting for the kids to come home, then they can kind of just like see them walk up the driveway or whatever. I don't know, I just thought it was a kind of cute image. And over here trying to find a dresser for the closet, and I was looking for a specific one from Get Famous, but then I found this one from High School Years and I loved it way more because the colors matched the bed perfectly. So I don't know, it's just a lucky find. And yeah, this bedroom just came together so easily, so quick. Here I'm just trying to find like a full-length mirror. I realized that like besides the one in the kids' room, we don't really have any. And yeah, just like finishing that up, trying to find a couple more little pops of color, decorations. And I really love this painting that I find to put above the bed. It's from the Dream Home Decorator game pack, and I feel like I just don't use it as often enough as I used to, so I just left it there. And we're starting off with doing the exterior now, working on furnishing, fencing, landscaping, all that fun stuff. And I really wanted to use this fence again that I used to block off the carport, but it just felt a little bit too overpowering, so I end up switching it for one from the For Rent expansion pack, which I think fits in way nicer. And yeah, I think it just like fits the world really well and also has that mid-century style a little bit. But we do place a pool, which I love. When you're in Oasis Springs, it's going to get very warm. I also want to apologize if there's a lot of sudden noise in the background. My cats have just woken up from their very long nap, and yeah, obviously the first thing they do is cause chaos. But I also want to say that furnishing this was actually really complicated for some reason. I was a little bit unsure of how much I wanted. There was just a lot of space that I just didn't know how to fill up. So yeah, I changed my mind a lot, and later on in post-production, I end up like fully filling it out, and it looks amazing, and I am really happy with the result. It just took a lot of like downtime to get there, to just kind of like process what I was looking at and figure out what to do next. And I do really like that above this little dining area, I end up in post-production placing like a little custom pergola using like fencing and some like greenery on top, and it looks really cute. So yeah, either you can see it in the screenshots, or you can also download the build off the gallery. It's under my name, same name that I use here, maiplaysthesims. You can also find it under the hashtag on the gallery of maiplaysthesims. So I know that sometimes I have a hard time finding, EAID names. So it's a little frustrating, but the hashtag is there, and hashtags are a little bit easier and more functional on the gallery. But I decided to place this like fencing along the edge of our like little tiling. It's just a fencing from, I think it's the Get to Work expansion pack, and I just kind of liked that it like, I don't know, it provided a little bit of a barrier there. And here I'm trying to place a basketball hoop. I end up not being able to get it to look nice like while I'm filming, but in post-production I do make it work, and I place it because, I don't know, I just felt like that's a nice touch to have, especially in a teenager's house. It just feels like a great way for them to get exercise without having to leave the home lot. And yeah, this is really where it all starts to come together. I placed a car in the carport from the debug menu, or like the live edit objects menu. So if you just like open your little cheat bar, which is just Shift-Control-C, and you write in bb.show live edit objects, I think, and then you just press, sometimes at the beginning, I used to have a really hard time finding these objects. All you have to do is press the little magnifying glass next to the search bar, and yeah, there you'll find everything. And you can also get the build and buy mod, or the better build buy mod from Twisted Mexi, and that one has like an organized menu for live edit objects, which is great. But yeah, we're just working on the landscaping now. It wasn't like super easy. I feel like in this world I sometimes have a hard time landscaping in a way that it like fits in, but I figured it out and kept it really, really simple. And here on the porch I'm just placing a bench, and I also just place a couple of plants as well. These ones from Base Game, which I really, really love, and I kind of want more variety of like these ones because I really like the pot that they use, and I love how they kind of all match. And also adding a lot of outdoor lights because, yeah, I mean, in like the 70s and stuff, like kids would just be hanging out outside and they needed the lights to help get them home at night. But yeah, I'm just kind of trying to figure out what to do next, if I need more lights, if it all looks organized, and yeah, this was just, I don't know, it was a lot of fun to do. I'm going back into the live edit objects menu to find some grass to put under the mailbox here, because I find it really realistic to just have a little bit of like overgrowth under the mailbox. But if you use just like regular grass from the actual like build menu, sometimes it makes the mailbox inaccessible. So if you go into the live edit objects menu and find grass from there, your Sims can just like walk right through it and use it. And we're just doing some terrain paint now, just to kind of solidify everything in place. And I do end up doing a lot more landscaping later, so don't worry. I know it looks a little bit bare right now, but that's just because like I said, I was having a hard time figuring out how to furnish and landscape everything. It was just a lot of space. But we're in the screenshots now, so you'll be able to see all of those little details that I've added. And here in the front yard, I think all I did was add a couple of extra rocks around. And here is our full backyard. You can see it. It looks amazing with our pergola and all the little changes that I've made. For some reason, this was so difficult to do, but I got it. And here is our gorgeous little porch, just overlooking that lovely front garden. And here is our entryway with that rug that I changed. I think this one looks way better. And turning around onto our breakfast nook with a little bowl of fruit in the middle. And our lovely living room, I added a lot of clutter in here, magazines and little decorations. You also saw that I added like a little bowling trophy that I thought was adorable. But yeah, something about magazines and the 70s just like really, I don't know, just really felt right to me. Yeah, you got to shop on the catalogs and stuff. But here you can see a little bit more of that that little bowling trophy. Thought it was so cute. And here is our kitchen. I added those little lunch boxes next to the sink because I thought it was also just a really cute idea. Added a lot of little detail to it and made it feel way more lived in. I also added some tiling on the wall here actually as a backsplash. But here is our sunroom, dining room. There I just noticed that the window is glitching out, which is super unfortunate. But I really, really love this room. It's super cute. And here is our bathroom, which you didn't see me furnish because this video was already long enough, but it's very simple, not much to it. But yeah, one bathroom for 4 people is going to be difficult in The Sims. And here we have our teenagers' room with just a couple more decorations. I also placed this little penguin TV. I don't remember if I did that on camera actually or not, but I think it's really cute. and just an extra activity for them to do if they don't want to watch TV in front of their parents. And here is our master bedroom or primary bedroom. In here, again, very simple. I think all I did was add that bookshelf and a couple of plants and a hamper, because I do end up adding the laundry area, which I think I remember taking the screenshots of that. But yeah, this one's really simple and cute. Here is our backyard. I'm so much happier with how this one turned out than like what I had originally done while I was filming. I really love all the little extra details, and yeah, I love this little umbrella table and the extra plants. Here is our laundry area that I mentioned before. But yeah, these are the last few spaces. This is the garage. I really love the cooler that I added, just like a little extra detail. But we are at the last screenshot. I hope you enjoyed this build as much as I did. Bye buds, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, comment, and share with your friends. Talk to y'all soon. Bye!